So hi, finally.
Hi!
You could have guessed that as Moscow guys we would walk you into the Kremlin someday. And that is the day.
Yeah, we thought it's beautiful Friday and it's empty, so why not to guide you around the Kremlin?
Yeah, we won't be able to pretend that we're here first time and give you like our impressions, because we're not the first time here.
Yeah. But it's still interesting and it's still medieval and it's still the oldest part of Moscow. So for you history lovers and for those who are interested in Putin's personality, we will
And
show
in
you.
wind, so
And on
a
wind.
bit like that, yeah.
We'll show you some of the places where you can meet him. Or at
Yeah.
least get closer to him, as close as you can.
Closer. But yeah, let's go in. Let's go through the beautiful tower of Trinity, with the clocks and sometimes also guards standing and protecting it from you hooligans.
Yeah.
And as a friend or as an enemy, you wouldn't enter through here. But if you would be an enemy, actually, you could enter through here. But first you had to get through this tower, the little one. And guards of Kremlin would try to kill you. If not, you would have to go through this tower. And then they'll be shooting you from the holes in the wall, which you don't see now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, let's turn.
Yep.
Yeah, you see the guards.
Oh yeah, you can see the guards. And those guards are kind of ceremonial guards, but also guards of the president. And we don't see Putin because we have some hope. We see president. And yeah, some cannons. That's what you see usually first when you enter the Kremlin.
And these are not Russian cannons. Basically, these are like the trophies from Napoleon. And some of them, they have beautiful names like La Belle.
Oh yeah? Where?
Here.
At least they have some Lviv, whatever. Alexandrine. Is it like the lover of Napoleon? No.
No.
And also that. And you can wonder, like, why do you have something new?
In the middle of the medieval fortress.
And that's because it's new and because during Soviet times they didn't care a lot. So that's a concert hall, which is not only high but also deep. So it has several floors underground. And they use it now for performances of ballet, I guess, and opera and things like that, like classical music.
Yeah. But that's all thanks to Khrushchev and his cool style, which you guys probably know it as brutalism. So that's quite brutal.
Yeah, that's quite brutal. There, where those guys are going, that's yeah, you cannot go. That's not for tourists. It's where the guards are living, and that's where the guards are studying.
How do they get there?
I don't know. I don't know how and why. Yeah, but they're just walking there. I guess not for long.
For sure.
And you may wonder, you're already 5 minutes in the Kremlin and you haven't still shown us Putin. Where he is? Well,
We are approaching.
we are approaching the office, yes. So guards are everywhere, and it's because that part, it's not the museum part. It's the part where the guards are and also where the office is, which is behind the trees over there.
Yeah, you see, Putin's office is not located like facing any of the windows. His office is facing the inner yard of the building.
At least they say it so.
Yeah, at least they say, because it's for the protection of his beauty.
Presidentsness.
Presidentsness, yes.
Okay. And so this whole area, it was like actually the very beginning of Moscow. That's where the city started. People were living here actually since like thousands BC, but as city it was founded in the 12th century. And first they had some small Kremlin here, and Kremlin is just a Russian fortress, and then they had a bigger one but of soft stone, and then they have this, which is standing here since Ivan III. Not Ivan the Terrible, the other guy, Ivan the Great.
All of them have different architecture. This is like classical. There are also the Russian style churches.
Yeah,
So-
we'll see them later.
Yeah, and it's a good example, the territory of the Kremlin, of the development of Russian styles. Here you can
Yeah.
see actually everything.
And there are some also cannons from Russians. I don't know how interested you are in cannons, but let's show you in detail.
Let's
Decorations.
see if my hand fits.
Yeah, it would be a
Oops,
nice
I
cannonball.
got stuck.
But anyway, cannon is not our thing, except for one. There is one cannon which is our thing.
Yeah, it's like a dinosaur cannon.
Dinosaur cannon, that's how you call it?
Yeah.
And yeah,
And
there
it
it
has
is.
eggs even.
Eggs?
Yeah,
Oh
you
yeah.
see?
Okay, your imagination is just genius.
And there soon will be small cannon
You should be our creative
babies.
director. Cannon babies? Yeah. Yeah, anyways, that's the thing. And it's like the largest cannon, I guess, ever.
Yes.
And it was of course never fired, it's just too big, and those things are like
Fake.
a couple of tons. Yeah, and they're fake, but I mean they had some not fake ones.
Yeah.
But actually just recently I saw some documentary, and it appeared to be that the idea of making giant cannons that don't work is a long-term tradition. They made the same kind of thing in Germany or in France, I don't remember actually. It was in Germany and France, but it was switching the nationalities a lot of times in its history. Because first French got it, then Germans got it back, then French got it, then Nazis got it back, then French got it when Nazis were defeated, and Germans got it back. So anyway,
It's a
But
long story.
yeah, but it also was very big and never fired.
You see the lion fighting with a snake.
And who's good and who's bad here? They're both predators.
I think lion is good. Lion is like the royal symbol.
And
so this
snake,
snake is the
Slytherin
enemy.
symbol.
It's always the enemy.
I don't know.
So
I like snakes more than lions.
at least they eat less.
Yeah. Yeah, you see, you cannot put cannonball inside, but you can put Münchhausen inside.
Yeah, or your friends.
Yeah, exactly. I think it would be a good like Kremlin manager or something.
Yeah, like Vladimir, let's go and play. Let's put your friends there.
Okay. Behave yourself. Remember we discussed no politics in the blog.
Okay.
It's just
Okay,
a cultural blog,
it's up
no
to my
politics.
political blog.
Yeah. And yeah, churches finally. But we'll be discussing churches a little bit later. We'll go on the main square. First, the giant bell. And Russians have this megalomania in their soul. Let's just make everything super big, like extremely big. We don't want just a country, we want the biggest country. We don't want just the bell, the biggest bell. So, the biggest bell.
Happy to present the bell that got
And of course,
damaged.
yeah, and of course the size is not very easy to make it work. So the same problem is with the country's size. It's too big to be maintained properly. It's too big to organize logistics. The cannon is too big to fire the cannonball, and the bell is too big to ring.
Yeah, it's like the rule of Russia. Big.
Make it so big that it doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah. It's like big ambition, bad management.
Yeah, and yeah, it says there in very strange Russian actually. It's fake.
It's fake.
You see, it's very strange. So it's half Russian, half English letters. I don't understand. But it says that it's made by Anna Ioannovna, and that's true.
And that's true. And she was very unfortunate ruler of Russia.
Why?
Because she was German and she was called from Germany when Peter the Great died.
I think Germans would rule.
Whoa! Ooh.
Scooby, stop it.
Ooh.
But anyway, yeah, you can see now the bell from the down.
I don't want
Part.
to stay there when it's actually like striking. Or
It
it's
doesn't,
striking,
but it
it's
doesn't. So
ringing.
what was the problem with Anna Ioannovna? What was the problem with German ruler? I think Germans are actually good in management, no?
Yeah, but not the lady and not.
You're the feminist one, yeah?
The problem was that she didn't understand Russian that well, and she.
Yeah, that can be a problem when you're a Russian ruler.
Yeah, and also like she didn't want to rule. She wanted all the treasures, and she put her officers into power, and herself she just wanted treasures. So all of the fancy carriages, all the fancy parties actually destroyed Russian economy at that time. And she was, imagine, she was just after Peter the Great.
How can you destroy something that doesn't exist?
after Peter the Great, it was good.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the problem was she was his niece, and they called her because there was no one else. His daughter was too small.
And yeah, that's the part for which people are coming here. It's called
Cathedral Square.
yeah, and can you guess why? Like, any ideas why it can be Cathedral Square? We will leave it to you. We will leave it to you. No answer.
The question.
Yeah.
Why so many cathedrals on one square?
Should I answer or should I leave it to our viewers?
Let's give them like 10 minutes and then we will explain.
10 minutes of silence, starting now. No, actually, I think they have so many cathedrals because, first of all, every ruler wanted his own cathedral, and it was for different purposes. So one, like that one, was for the ceremony of, how to call it?
Coronation.
Coronation ceremony, yeah. And this one was for burial, so as they have like a little cemetery inside. That was for whatever. They had a small one just for, they actually have it still, but for the wife of Tsar, Tsaritsa.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but in English they always call it Tsarina, but I mean,
It doesn't
it's
exist.
Tsaritsa. Just, it's Tsaritsa.
It's just that they cannot pronounce it, that's it. Can you guys pronounce Tsaritsa?
Yeah, write this in the comments if you managed to pronounce Tsaritsa and how many times you had to try before you manage it.
Yeah, and write us the words that you think we couldn't pronounce.
Yeah, let's make it like a little challenge. Let's stand there. Yeah, so closer to the portal. Do you have any like favorite stories that you like to tell here in the square?
Okay, my favorite story is about Ivan Kalita. So Kalita means money bag, and why people called him so? It's because he
had lots of money.
Yeah, he had lots of money. Actually, he was giving this money to people actually, and to the ladies, because here it was a monastery for women. Some ladies were coming here to pray to get married. So the problem was that they didn't have any dowry to get married, and Ivan Kalita was actually very helpful when he was throwing these coins, and if they collect enough, they could get married.
He didn't want like a royalty, just make people job opportunities and make them work so they can earn the money and not just wait for him to come and give them money for free.
Yeah, he was more like a charity guy.
I don't like charity guys that do like that. I mean, it better just improve the economic situation.
Yeah.
And my favorite story is probably about the original of the church collapsing just a couple of days after the construction by Russian guys. So Ivan III, who made the Kremlin, the walls and everything, he also wanted a beautiful cathedral, this one. And he asked some Russian guys, can you make a beautiful cathedral for me? And they said, yeah, of course. But they never made a beautiful cathedral like that before. So they made it, but the next day, or not the next day, but just a couple of days later, it collapsed. And they said, oh, it was an earthquake. But I mean, we're in the middle of the continent, so
No.
it was not an earthquake. So Ivan III was kind of, yeah, okay, I guess I just asked some Italian guys. So he found some Italian guy who was actually on the run. He was hiding from Italian police because he couldn't finish properly some of the churches there. But Ivan the Great didn't know about it, so he asked him to come. He came, he made that. He kind of stands. So I'm a little bit nervous when I go in, but I mean, it's for a couple of centuries here.
Yeah.
And yes, that was the church for Tsaritsa, right?
Yeah.
I like it more than others. Okay, let's go probably there, and then we will go inside.
Let's do it.
Actually, like half of the Kremlin is made by Italians.
Yeah.
That thing was also made by Italians. This one was also made by Italian. What I want to tell you, that's also the place out of which a president walks out during the inauguration.
Yeah.
And as the Tsars of the old days, he would come down that part, and to those things you attach the carpet.
Oh,
so that the president would walk on the carpet, because I mean, which president would walk just on bare stone?
And his carpet won't like
Oh, her?
yeah.
We haven't had
And the carpet
a
of the
woman
president
Yeah.
won't like get him stuck.
This tiny little church was also made by Russians.
Yeah. And you can see the difference.
Yeah, it's much smaller. The problem was that Russians didn't know how to make those big, very spacious spaces. And they didn't know only how to make the small ones, simply because they had no money and practice during the time of Mongol invasion.
Yeah.
So they had to ask some foreigners. And who we are all without Italians? I mean, now, without olive oil, without
Pizza.
Italian cheese, Italian architects, Italian
Salami.
architects, yeah, what would we be? Nothing. So thank you, Italian viewers. It's all thanks to you. But let's have a walk in the little park over there.
Yeah, we'll show you the unique stuff.
The unique stuff.
Helipad.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's Putin. Film.
I don't think it's him. It's just no, it's just his car.
Minister.
I think that's the kind of a car that they use for the president. At least I have seen some news that that's the kind of car they make.
Yeah, I think that's very similar.
And you can actually guess that it's Italian because of those shells. Because we don't have a lot of sea
Definitely.
here and a lot of oceans. So yeah, shells coming from Italy. I don't know how you about usually tourists like when you say, oh, that's the oldest, that's the tallest. I don't know about you, I don't like it, but I mean, I guess we have to tell you that was the highest building in Moscow till the very late times. Still, I think, actually not Soviet times, but the project of Christ the Savior Cathedral,
Yeah.
which
So
was then
middle of 19th century.
yeah. What is interesting about this little park is not only that it's beautiful, but also that a lot of those stones are fake, because they're hiding communications,
Yeah.
I guess.
Let's knock on it.
But I'm not sure that this one is a fake. I think yes. Yep, it's a fake. They're just hiding like for canalization entrances and things like that, just so it won't be not beautiful, it would be ugly.
And you
So
see-
nothing's
yeah.
secret.
Yeah, definitely. And you see that Kremlin has pretty lots of apples. And you can come and actually have an apple from the president's garden. Let's go. I will
Oh,
It
so
looks
cool.
tasty. I want it. Nikita.
No, I don't want it. I think
Yeah.
those can be spy apples.
You think so?
Yeah.
But they look so red and so beautiful.
Yes, that's because they want to seduce you. And then you will see. But the helipads, yes, to which arrive some high government officials by
Yeah.
helicopter. And actually, I have just recently. So everyone tells that Putin is coming here by helicopters.
Yeah.
Just recently, I found information that he came by helicopter here just once.
Wow.
When
It's not safe, right?
Yeah, it's not safe for whatever reason, and by helicopters come other guys, and Putin is coming.
We don't know how.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Because he's not driving his car very often.
Maybe
and-
just in the late nights they close the city.
No, I think he has the underground system.
Wow.
Like Metro 2.
Or
And the
free.
secret line
Or
where
4.
yeah, because we don't see him at all, and yeah, and we don't
Does
see
he
him
exist?
moving around.
Yeah, just in a McDonald's. I haven't
Yeah.
seen him in McDonald's
Yeah,
like ever. Strange. Very strange.
maybe he doesn't exist. I don't know.
I don't know. And yeah, I think that's the end of the tour of the outside of the cathedrals. And now
Yeah.
we'll go in.
We'll show you one more thing: the tree which was planted here by Yuri Gagarin. Let's go.
Do you know who is Yuri Gagarin? He
If
was.
you don't know,
Google it.
yeah, Google.
Because he was the first astronaut ever. Yeah, but in Russian, cosmonaut.
yeah,
Cosmonaut.
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 A little language lesson from us.
Yes. Yeah, let's do like the honest guide in Czech Republic. Let's say today will be the word of the video will be cosmonaut, which means astronaut. And each time I will teach you one word,
Yeah,
which is essential to understand Russian culture. So I think cosmonaut is pretty essential.
I think too.
And the second word will be ветер, wind.
Oh yeah.
So
Because
where is the
whenever
tree?
you come, it will be here. It's here. I think.
Yeah, but this one is called the Oak Cosmos, and you cannot read it. That's strange.
Yeah, so
You cannot
any
read.
foreigners won't understand what's happening.
Yeah, and it says that it was planted here on the 14th of April of 1961 by... No! It doesn't say here that it was planted by Gagarin. It was... Okay.
Fake news.
Fake news, yeah. It was apparently was not planted by Gagarin. So, and that's the beginning of the part where we go inside of the cathedrals. We cannot film there, so...
We'll film,
We'll
but
try.
Then.
А нужен? They have lots of very old icons here, so brought here during the Soviet period. Means we make it into a museum, right?
Yeah.
The throne of Ivan the Terrible. And you see the whole church, all the ceiling are also painted. And this usually was like that in the church, no blank spaces. And you see, that's the same icon. But from this side they have another one, which is Virgin Mary. So you see now it's more like a museum. I don't think they have here any services at all.
Maybe
On
like
Easter.
once in
Easter,
a year.
Christmas,
Easter.
yeah. And this giant iconostas is also pretty cool. Is it the original? I don't know, 17th century, something like that?
Mhm.
Yeah. But it's pretty unique to see them on such a scale because lots of them were burned, I guess, by Napoleon.
It's true, yeah, because inside they're wooden. But that's pretty.
Yeah, it's just gold leaf, right?
Yeah.
And part of it is on restoration. It's kind of old, so it's explainable. They call it the Assumption Cathedral, right?
Yes. Because the main icon is Mary, and Mary's Assumption.
So we think one church is enough to get the general idea. To get more, come on our tour.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Waiting for you in Moscow.
Yeah, and also subscribe to our channel and tell us in comments what you want to see in the next videos, because we're now making like several types of them. We're making like the tourist one, like this one. We're making going to some unusual cities where tourists don't go. We're trying to do some typical Russian things like the markets or the trains, whatever. What do you like more? What
What
do you
are
like
you
more?
interested in? What aspect of Russian life should we open more for you? And yeah, write us. We will try to do it.